Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Becca and welcome to Cosplay.and.books, the YouTube channel where I talk about books and then cosplay from the ones that I like the most. So if either of those things sound interesting to you, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. So today we are going to be doing a January through February book wrap up, and you may be wondering, why not just do the 2 months separately? Well, one, because I didn't have this account at the end of January and it's a little too late to do it now, and also I only read 3 books in the month of January, so it'd be a really short video. So we're combining the two, and we're going to start off with the statistics, which I have written down in a notebook that you can't read any of it, but anyway. So I read 3 books in the month of January, like I said. I read 1,425 pages, and my average star rating was 4.83. Nice. That was January. And then in February, I read 9 books. I read 3,906 pages, and my average star rating was 4.31. Yay. So that means I read 12 books in the entire 2 months, and I read 5,424 pages, and the average star rating for both of the months combined was 4.5. I think that could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, so we're going to start off with the January books. I did not DNF any books in January because I only picked up 3 and I read all of them. So we're gonna start off with those, and those, starting with the first one, is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, which is the book that got me into reading in the first place. Love this book. It was great. Good mystery. I was really into a mystery thriller time when I read this, and it was really good. I really liked Pip and Ravi's relationship. I liked the storyline, and I liked how it was like formatted, if that makes sense. I liked the writing style, and yeah, this was a 5 stars. And then we have Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, the second in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This was my favorite book in the entire series, which, I mean, it's not saying much because the entire series is great and there's only 3 books, but this was my favorite one. So it was great. It really dove into more of the relationship between Pip and Ravi, and also into Pip's sort of mental illnesses. No, yeah, we'll say that. I don't know exactly how to word it, but it was really good. I really like this book. The ending shook me. I was literally bawling. I was crying. This is a 5 stars. All right, and the last book in January, obviously to continue the trilogy, is As Good as Dead, the only book that I actually have a hardcover of. Anyway, so this book was not my favorite book it was probably my least favorite out of the 3, which, again, not saying much. This series was it was amazing, the entire thing. I think it dwelled a little too much at the end, or the end half of the book was kind of too much on that thing that I'm not going to spoil. If you haven't read the book, go read it. It's really good, but I think there was too much of that, if that makes sense. Probably not, but that's what I think. I gave this book a 4.5 stars out of 5. Did I say how many stars I gave Good Girl Bad Blood? I gave it 5, but this is 4.5. So to recap, Good Girl's Guide to Murder was 5 stars, Good Girl Bad Blood 5 stars, and As Good as Dead was 4.5. And the shortest book was Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and the longest was As Good as Dead. So that is January's. See what I mean? That was like 4 minutes long. That would have been a really short video and nobody would have wanted to watch it. So now we are getting into February, which I read 9 books, and I DNF'd 2, which we're going to talk about first. so I can get those out of the way. The first book that I DNF'd in January, I don't have a lot of physical copies of most of these books because I get a lot of my books from the library. So yeah, I'm not rich. I don't have that much money. So the two books that I DNF'd were She's Gone by David Bell. I love mystery books, okay? But when I read this, I had just got off of reading my favorite fantasy romance novel. And so I was very much into that fantasy romance sort of mindset. So when I read a mystery thriller, it was just sort of like, eh. So I didn't really like it. I got up to like chapter 5. I will most likely pick this up again if I get back into mysteries, but as of right now, it is DNF'd. Alright, and the second book that I DNF'd in February was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I think that's right. I did not look that up before Why did I not look that up before I started filming? Yes, so I really tried to like this book. I read about 150 pages before I actually DNF'd it, but it was just so boring. And I feel so bad because so many people love it, and I'm just like, no, I don't like it. It was kind of boring. It was very character driven, and all the characters were boring in my opinion. So it just wasn't, I didn't connect to any of the characters. I didn't like them. I found them mostly either annoying or boring. So I didn't read it. I didn't finish. So prepare your hate comments now and send them my way. Anyway, now on to the books that I actually did read. All right. The first book that I read in January, don't have a physical copy of, like most of these books. I think I have like 3 actual physical copies, and 2 of them are from the library. I don't even own them. I just haven't given them back yet. So the first one that I read is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This was a really good book. I don't know if you see a trend here with mysteries and Holly Jackson. But yeah, this was a really good book, especially coming off of the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, like directly off of it. I was worried that I wasn't gonna like it as much, but I did. I really did. I thought the story was good. I thought the plot twist was really good. I thought the characters were cool, and I really liked it, and I liked how you didn't know who was going to survive and who wasn't. And I really liked it. So I gave it a 5 stars. All right, now on to my literal favorite book of February. You have no idea how much I love this book. And that is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This book was so good. I love this book so much. I loved the story. I love Alice in Wonderland, to be honest. So this was like so perfect for me. But this book, I love it so much. It is so amazing. I love the characters. I love the story. I love all of the cute little moments between Catherine and Jess. I thought it was so cute. And I sobbed at the end. I literally had to, after I finished the book, I literally had to close it and stare at a wall for like 20 minutes. It was that good. So yeah, Heartless. 5 stars. If I could give it more, I would. All right, the next book, I have to look because I can't remember if I'm actually right on this. I am. Okay. The next book is Shatter Me by, excuse me if I say this name wrong because I'm horrible with names, Tahera Mafi? I think that's right. Probably not. All right, this book was really hyped up on Book Talk, and I was like, oh, I'll read it. It sounds interesting. And I didn't really like it. It was too overhyped, you know? Like, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is like a 5 stars, and I'm like, but it's not though. Maybe it was just me, maybe I just don't like it, but I personally didn't really like it that much. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as Book Talk was saying that it was. Does that make sense? Anyway, So I gave this book a 4 stars. I will be trying to read the rest of the series as soon as I can get my hands on it. When that will be, I don't know. But yeah, that is the Shatter Me review. I did not like it that much. All right. I am right. Okay. So the next book is actually one that I have from the library, but I haven't given it back yet. So I have it right here. And that is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This was actually a really good book. I didn't know how hyped it was on Book Talk until I found it and read it. I was like halfway through or something. And then I saw it on TikTok and I was like, oh, wow. So obviously this rating is not influenced by the Book Talk. So I honestly really like this book. I thought it was a little slow at the beginning, but I do like how it gave the characters more time to be themselves outside of the storyline of the book, if that makes sense. Because I like how you can see all of how the characters go about their daily life before everything turns to chaos, basically. I thought this was a really good book. I cried. I'm not really a love triangle person, but this book wrote a love triangle really well, and I really liked it. So, this, I believe, was a 4.5 stars. I'm pretty sure this is a 4.5 stars. Let me check. Yes, 4.5 stars. I'm horrible at keeping track of this stuff. Yeah. Great book. Okay, and next one is another one that I don't have, is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I loved this book. I finished it in 24 hours. Actually, I finished it in 24 hours. It was such a good book. I loved it. I even have the second one on my bookshelf behind me. I haven't started it yet because I'm reading something else currently. So I will get to that, promise. Because I love it. I loved Scarlett. I loved Julian. I sobbed at this book. I was happy at this book. It was a roller coaster of emotions, really. And I thought it was a really good book. So yeah, that was a 5 stars for me. Obviously, I read it in literally 24 hours. That's gotta be a 5 stars. So, all right. The next book is Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. This is the prequel sequel to Red Queen. It is 2 novella short stories before Red Queen happens. Well, one of them is like before and also during, but anyway, so I gave 2 of them both separate star ratings and then an all-together book star rating. So we're going to start with that. We're going to start with the first one, which is Queen Song. Yeah, that's it. So this book was about Cal's mom and how she met the prince, her husband, Cal's dad, the king, and how they sort of fell in love and they got married, and then she went insane. I think that's how it ended. I don't really know. It was kind of a weird book. I thought it was really good. I thought it was short, and I thought that my recording stopped in the middle of my sentence. How rude. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I think that the Queen's relationship, I'm pretty sure her name is Queen Coraine. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Like I said before, horrible with names. I liked her like brother-sister relationship with Julian. I thought that was really cute. Not to be confused with Julian from Caraval, because every single time I see that name, I think of Caraval, or I think of King Julian. One of the two. But anyway, so I thought that was a really cute story that turned kind of weird at the end, but I liked it. I gave it a 3 stars just because I'm not really a novella kind of person. I read it anyway. Bad idea. Yeah, and the next one is Steel Scars, which is about Farley again. probably not how you say her name, but that's how it is now. I thought that was a really good story to how, you know, she was a part of the Scarlet Guard and stuff that happened before the book, and how she met a certain someone that I'm not going to say because it spoils both it and also Red Queen, so I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I do recommend, if you're going to read this series, read Red Queen before you read Cruel Crown, just because you'll know the characters better, even though it does come before in the storyline. But yeah, that's just my opinion. All right, what's the next book? The next book. All right, the next book is Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. And my dumb little brain was like, hey, you love Heartless. It's a Queen of Hearts origin story. This book is a Queen of Hearts origin story. You're gonna love it. I did not, in fact, love it. In fact, I thought it was okay. It was really slow. Dinah was annoying. I don't really know what else to say about it. I liked the ending. I know it's a trilogy. I might read the other two. I don't know yet. I don't know. But I gave this book a 3 stars just because I didn't really like that much and it was really slow. Yeah. All right, the next book. Now time to get into my new favorite trilogy. Well, not the last one because I finished that in March. But anyway, the first one is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This book is so good. It's amazing. I'm not really a superhero type of person. Like, I like a couple things that are superhero related, but I'm not really like a Marvel person or a DC person. Like, I'll like a couple of things, but this book was so good. I loved the storyline, and I like how it's not like a typical enemies to lovers where they know they're enemies, but like they don't know that they are legit enemies. Well, like, she kind of knows, but he doesn't. And I think it's adorable. And I love Adrian so much. I would literally, like, I want to take him out of a book. If I had his powers, but like it was a books instead of drawings, I would just like take him out and now he's my boyfriend. Except that him and Nova are cute, so I wouldn't do that because I don't want to break them up. I love him, is what I'm trying to say. I thought it was cute. I thought the book was really good. I was a little intimidated by it because it's 552 pages long, but it was a really good book, and I do not regret ever reading it. And I don't think there was any point in the book where I was like, this does not need to be in here. This is boring. It was such a good book. Every single page, I was like, yes, yes. And I think I cried during the prologue, which that just means it's a good book. Because it was the prologue, and I started crying. It was great. So, needless to say, that book was a 5 stars. And the last one I actually have with me, because again, haven't turned it back into the library, is Arch Enemies. This is the second in the trilogy. Really good. Oh, this is the one with my favorite scene in it. With the jungle, if you know what I mean. I love this book. It is such a good book. Like I said, love Adrian, love Nova. I love Oscar too. I love him. He's amazing. This book has such good, not only main characters, but side characters as well, and also villains. Like, there's so many villains that are such good characters that, like, they're villains and you want to hate them, but, like, you love them, you know? Yeah. My recording stopped. Again. I swear I'm going to kill my phone. Anyway. 5 stars. I don't know if I said that. Arch Enemies, 5 stars. Great book. Amazing series. Love it. Love Marissa Meyer. Quality. I think that is all. I think that is all I have. Oh, and my main genre this year was fantasy. If you couldn't tell. This year, these 2 months. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. If I had to pick a book that is my favorite, it would be Heartless. I think you should know that. But yeah, this was a pretty good 2 months of reading. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below either your favorite book that you read either these 2 months or just in February, whatever you want to do, or you can comment your entire list of all of the books you read in January and February, or just February, or just January, whatever you want to do. You do you. All right. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, yeah. And goodbye. I'm horrible at this.